I can't tell if this thing's facing my face or if it's facing the garden because there's so much sunlight out here. I'm trying to do a live YouTube, but I can't tell if the camera's facing the garden or facing my head. It's too damn bright out here.
That's probably a better idea. There might be why there's 4 of them.
Well, I can't see the damn phone. On your next pass by, come here and see if this phone's facing the outward camera or the inward camera for me.
Inward.
Flip it. It should be at the top, I think.
There you go.
All I was seeing was a reflection off the screen. I couldn't even tell it was on the screen. It's that sunny out. Superly unprofessional live YouTube videos. So, the big tower thing in the middle of the garden is to water the garden with. He made it out of a garden ornament windmill. And the windmill can still go on the top of it, too. But for right now, it's got the sprinkler system on it. He's trying to set up the electric fence system. So the deer and the rabbits and the antelope don't play in the garden. There are no antelope, I swear. But it'd be cool if there were antelope.
Not really. They eat my damn beans out. I have to kill them.
No, you wouldn't. You'd put them in the freezer. Then you hang their horns up somewhere.
That's the same thing.
Huh?
Same thing. All right. Now I just got to do the backside. Hopefully, I don't. I know I ain't gonna.
Well, there's a big bird in the sky. I just saw its shadow.
I don't know. I'm not even having
We have a solar electric fencer. And we don't know if its solar battery is still working good. We're about to test it here in a few minutes.
I told you could test it for me.
I'm not putting my hands on it. Shut up, Jenny Lou. Jenny says, I'd get in your garden too, if you let me free. Here.
All right. Let's see. I need
Your phone's going off somewhere.
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
Oh. Bling blur.
Man, I don't know. Do I need that many on this fly? I can space them out really, man.
How many are you short?
So,
Last year our garden was a lot smaller.
one, do this one, because I'm going to have a double post there. And then leave this one, and that one's got to, okay, it's got to go a little that way. I ended up with one extra.
How many extra ones you need? How many extra ones do you need?
One, three. I run the tractor supply. I know. I got one. So I need at least three. That way I have one in case one breaks. Because right now at this point I don't have any at all.
No spares just in case.
Huh?
No spares just in case.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I need at least three.
Yeah.
That'll give me a spare. Big ass tub. Jig me all over.
Is that the tub where you put the worms?
What?
Was that the tub where you put the worms?
That's a lime tree.
Oh.
That'll work. That'll work. That's what I'm doing. And then I can take my weed eater and cut around the edge. That new weed eater?
Yep.
Yeah. That'll work for me. Four. Stop biting me. Isn't it in that bucket?
Yeah, that's the bucket I wanted you to dump out so I could plant herbs in it. But I told you there were ants in that bucket.
Yeah. I can't space them out no more. I need at least one more. If I put one in here, that'll be alright. But that new handle I got, if I put them two right here
Right.
for the wire, and then you run it through, and then you can unhook it from down there and bring it back and hang it right here.
Attack of the fire ants, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that bucket.
I'll get rid of it.
I mean, I want the bucket, but
No, I'll get rid of it.
you're going to get rid of my bucket?
Oh, I'm gonna get rid of this crap that's in it.
Okay.
Get it out away from my garden.
Yeah.
Get out of my shoe.
Because that's my herb planter. But last year when I went to go, like, get all the junk out of it from the year before, I stuck my hand in there, and the next thing I know, I had ants up to my elbow, and they were in my bra, and they were sharing underarm. I was screaming. I was like, ah! Attack of the fire ants.
Yeah, I gotta get out and get my water hose over there.
I'm wondering if I'm going to be sitting here and it's going to be spraying me.
Probably. It's probably gonna cover everything from the darn near road out there darn near to the house. I can turn it down some, but
Yeah.
I gotta go ahead and get some water on that garden. If not, all them plants I put in there, they're already starting to wilt. The dry dirt's pulling the moisture out of it.
Well, get them wet. Get them watered. If I have to run, I'll run.
was actually on my water hose.
Got it?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was my ankle. Ooh. Damn. He's gonna try to take me out with the garden hose, I swear. So explain this thing, your contraption here that you built.
It's a sprinkler tower. You put it in there, you put the sprinkler in there like that. And it's up above the plants and all the plants should get water. Watch yourself, I'm about to turn it on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get sprinkled. Ah! He's gonna get me. I'm moving. I'm still getting it. I'm like 20 feet. I'm all the way out here and I'm still getting sprinkled. Dang! Okay, I'm just outside of it now. I know where I'll be sitting in the middle of the hot summer with my bathing suit. In that chair I was sitting in a minute ago. With that sprinkler.
That's better right there. Put it in reverse and let it run. Does the garden get done wet as hell if I do it that way? Even right here where I'm at. Just gotta let it run a little longer. Woo.
Is it going right where you're at still?
Yeah. Which means the clothesline's out. But it's working right there. That whole garden's done wet. Having it go fast like that,
Yeah.
I just put it in reverse. It's in reverse and it's dropping water all the way right at the base of the tower and everything. So that worked out good. For now, let's see how it does when the plants get big. We just have to leave it on longer because it's turning faster.
Yeah.
Dry into the garden. Dry into the garden. I'll move that tower that way. Let's just move it that way a few feet.
Oof!
Get off my plant. Get off my plant.
Are you yelling at the garden hose?
Watch that for a minute. I need to make it. Ooh! I knew I wasn't gonna make it.
I said to the camera a minute ago, I know where I'll be sitting in the summer, right in that chair where I was sitting with when the garden's getting watered. Getting the sprinkler system, you know, playing in the sprinkler. Come out here and water the garden and sit in the chair.
Oh yeah, now it's getting wet now. Heck yeah.
Is that working better than how we had it last year on the fence?
Yeah. Already, the garden's almost, I can let it run probably 20 more minutes and you could cut it off. I'll cut the watering time down because I got it in reverse, throwing big drops. That's why you feel it, the big drops hit you instead of the fine mist spray.
Right.
I don't know, I think it must go that way a little more. That end is dry. Well, it's already to the end of the road.
There is a bug crawling up the back of my ankle. I got it though, whatever it was.
And I can turn that down so where it moves. Well, it ain't gonna move no slower, but it'll. Yeah, just this side of the clothesline. Yeah, I feel it on my feet, but not on my chest like I was feeling in the morning.
Yeah.
So when you wash clothes and hang the clothes out, then just remember that if you hang them on this line, this side will be dry and that side will be wet.
Well, I don't use this line very much. Unless I run out of space, which I usually don't.
I'm getting good coverage in the garden. If I go that way a little more, I think it'll be alright. Another 2 feet. Let's see.
Go take a shower.
Yeah, now my garden's getting wet down there.
Now, when you moved it, it's sprinkling a little bit on the other side of the line here. Not much. Just a tiny bit here and there. Little dribble. Is that getting all the way down the other end down there?
Well, it's wetting me up. So. Let's do something right quick.
Oh. I know what happens when that sound comes. That means it's going to go way far out. Yeah! That was cold. Here it comes again. Yeah! Yeah, that's pretty cold. I think I'm going to take a couple.
Turn it down some.
Yeah, it's coming all the way out to where I'm at right now. I'm just outside of it.
Oh, hell.
What?
It's broke.
What, the sprinkler?
Yeah. I'd see if I could find one of them other sprinklers.
There were some out there on that table. But I don't think that table's around anymore. But they might be around. What did?
The top where you adjust it.
Yeah. Maybe it's just time to buy a new one. Those were your grandmother's. She had them probably 10 years before we got a hold of them, and we've had them for at least 5 or 6. But
I'm going to water my garden this time.
Yeah.
When I go to Tractor Supply, get other things, which will be right here in a few minutes. You can't leave that like that for long.
Yeah.
I'll do it way out here where I'm at.
Well, that's why I stepped way back, because I was getting it where I was standing.
And that's what I say, if I could adjust that one down.
Well, they might have some newer models of them now that are a little more adjustable.
Yeah.
Because that one there's got to be 15 years old at least.
Shit, I'm telling you, I remember having that when we first moved here, and we've been here almost 20 years. Woo! So let that run and wet my garden, and then I'll turn around and go to Tractor Supply and get one. fence post and the new sprinkler.
Is that the kids on those four-wheelers again?
So you got to water it good tonight. Couple hours anyway, so that dirt gets good and wet.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow, when I come out here tomorrow, I'll just take the tiller and go down the road. But I got to get that fence up tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, or the deer will not be unhappy.
No, they'll eat all my damn beans.
Yep.
And then I will be angry.
Because when Mary called me earlier and she said she was coming down the road and she was going to let the dog out, she had to stop for a whole load of deer that were crossing.
Yeah.
Which means they're out grazing looking for something to eat. And your vegetables will sound pretty good on the menu.
And I got to put the friggin' gopher stuff out.
The gopher stuff?
Yeah, friggin' possums on a half shell, armadillo.
Oh.
Or they'll be all up in my garden eating my. Well, they won't eat your plants, but they'll eat they'll dig up your garden to get to the bugs. Omnivore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we never had those here, and then all of a sudden, a couple years ago, they started migrating.
But coming from Georgia.
Yeah, but Georgia didn't have them either at one point.
Georgia's had them since I was a little kid.
They originally came from South America, though, or from Mexico.
Yeah.
Not South America, per se. North America, but the southern part of it.
Florida, they come up from Florida. The buzzards down in Florida, down on the Cape, a friend of mine works at Cape Canaveral. And he told me the buzzards have figured out how to eat down there when they ain't no nothing. They'll take and herd the armadillos in the road when there's a car coming. So they get kasplatted. And then once they get kasplatted, then all the buzzards will drop in and eat the dead armadillo. He said he's seen it. He said he knows it happens. He said he's seen it.
Jeez.
So they smartened up about how to feed themselves.
Sounds like it. We got some big buzzards around here. They're scary looking when you get a close-up on them. Kind of freaky looking. Ugly birds.
I wanted my garden to be about 30 foot longer, but I think when I go to Tractor Supply, I'm going to buy a little roll of fence wire, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if I got enough wire. I made the garden so much bigger this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where that giant roll of fence wire
I
is.
don't either, and it ain't going to kill me. The little roll is probably $20, so, and there's probably 1,000 foot on it.
Yeah.
So it ain't like it's gonna kill me to spend $20 on. And I gotta buy a fence post. I'm gonna get a half dozen fence posts. That way I know I got enough. And if I try to use one, is it gonna break the little ears off it? Because there's a couple with broke ears on it now. And I can replace them and save those for spares if I got to.
Why don't you test your solar?
Because all I gotta do, if it don't work, all I gotta do is go get a new battery.
I know, but you're already going to be at Tractor Supply where the new batteries are.
They don't have them at Tractor Supply anymore.
Oh, I thought you...
No, I'll have to go to the feed store to get them.
Oh.
Where I bought the seeds and stuff today.
Oh, okay.
Benton's. Yeah. Tomorrow's job, I'm gonna get all them pots and stuff up. Figure out what I'm gonna do with them. I don't know if I'm keeping them or getting rid of them. Some of the big ones I might keep to plant my tomatoes in. I gotta get 4 or 5 bags of dirt. I might as well get that while I'm at Tractor Supply.
Well, I don't want to get rid of any of the pots. I mean, I got
that big old thing that I had earthworm dirt in.
Yeah.
So that's at least 1 pot. And then I ain't
the chicken feed container?
Yeah. That's probably a pot and a half.
Yeah.
And I got almost a full bag of dirt. The only dirt taken out of it was for my seed trays. But it's watering from end to end
Well, that's good.
and side to side. Only thing about it is where the side is, where it's spraying over here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut grass more often.
Yeah.
You know, I ought to put the gate over there on that corner.
Why?
If I put the gate over there on that
Ooh,
corner,
that's cold.
when I finish with the tiller, I
Yeah.
can run it right up under that little lean-to.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'll do. Because I was thinking about putting my tractor under there, or my tiller under there. When I go to the friggin' lawnmower place tomorrow, talk to Mr. Glenn, see if he's found the damn thing. He's got an actual Troy-built horse up there, one of the real high-end ones.
Yeah.
I said, talk to him. I'm telling him, look, I just rebuilt that. I got $500 in that thing where I rebuilt it. Yeah, it's not for him to know whether I do or I don't.
Well, you do, basically. Darn near close to it.
Yeah, it's pretty close. New cables and all that crap. Carry up there and trade him plus a little bit of money for that big one that he's got. That big one that he's got. It just don't. The only difference between that one and the big one is the big one does not till in reverse.
Oh. Why would you want it, then?
It's a bigger tiller.
Oh. Yeah, but don't you need a kind of a smaller tiller to be able to get in between the rows? No?
My rows are about 2.5 foot apart. And I did that so that I could get between the rows with the tiller there. And when I get that spade
Attachment
for it, it'll actually work a lot better, because then I can walk down the rows and it'll push the grass and stuff out. Push the dirt up on the plants, makes the stem of the plant stronger. I got to get a tire for that thing. I'm tired every time I come out here.
It's got a flat tire.
Off the rim. I was thinking maybe I could blow the tire up and then let it down. But if I let it down all the way, it's going to come off the rim. But if I take some Fix-A-Flat or some green slime and put in it, and roll it around, that green slime will get in the cracks and stuff and seal it up. You might have green bubbles come out of it until it seals it. But yeah, all of the dirt's wet. That's a good thing. Let it run. Let it run. I might let it run long enough for me to go to town and come back. If not, I'll run out here and I'll call you and holler for you to turn it off.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to reach that. I'm way too short to reach that thing. So if you want it off, you need to turn it off now before...
Well, I can't turn it off now. It needs to run a little while.
Well, let it run.
Well, Tractor Supply don't close till 9. So. That just puts me after dark putting up my damn fence.
Well, if you leave it running while you're running to the Tractor Supply, the deer won't mess with your garden while it's running.
They won't mess with it in the daylight anyway. Night time's when you need to worry about it. And the plants need the water bad. They were wilting out there because I put them in them trays, and the trays dirt was wet.
Mm-hmm.
And then because the tray dirt was wet, and I put it in that dry ground dirt.
Yeah.
But man, them discs worked like crazy this morning. Discs from my lawnmower.
Yeah.
My lawn tractor. Let me go over here and get my drink and wait till it passes again.
Red Rover, can Shannon come over?
Have to probably all the other seeds are getting wet.
Would you leave all the seeds out there?
Well, I left them on the other side of the garden.
Oh.
That one kind of, yeah, no, soggy.
You better set them in the sun somewhere.
Well,
Otherwise, they'll wind up growing.
germinating.
Growing the packet. You'll open the packet up, it'll be nothing but sprouts. So we've got yellow squash and zucchini. We've got bell peppers, banana peppers, jalapeno peppers, um, okra, tomatoes, yams, or sweet potatoes, that is. What else we got? What else? What else we got in there?
What?
We got bell peppers, banana peppers, jalapeno peppers.
Yeah, I know jalapeno.
Oh, you didn't get hot peppers?
Well, I got cayenne.
Cayenne.
Not in there.
Oh.
Cayenne, you don't need a whole friggin' garden full.
Yeah, I dried some cayennes a couple years ago.
Cucumbers, yellow squash,
Cucumbers, yellow squash,
zucchini,
zucchini,
okra,
it's cold.
banana peppers, bell peppers,
Turnips,
turnips,
sweet potatoes,
sweet potatoes.
tomatoes,
Tomatoes ain't in there, but I got tomatoes, yeah.
and you just found a raspberry that you thought was dead.
Yeah. And I hope it's my black raspberry, but I don't think it is. It might be. And I think I planted it the right way this year, too. I put one of them tomato baskets around it. The tomato basket, I can just keep winding it around.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to have to get my welding machine out and build me one of them. I want to build me one of them
That was cold.
basket for the top of it. But the basket that I want to build for the top of it looks like one of the buildings from Russia with the big dome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And I got wire that I could make that out of. I got wire just to make that out of.
Cool.
I thought that them would be cool at the top of it. When you put the spike on top of the building,
Yeah.
you could take in like one of the glass water balls that you use to put water in to water your plant.
Yeah.
Snap that stem off on the bottom of it
Put them up there.
and put them in the wire.
Yeah.
And then wrap the wire to the point at the top.
Yeah, you can usually get those at Dollar General, like, fairly inexpensively.
Buck or so.
Yeah.
But
Hold that for just a second.
But I got plenty of wire to make that out of. I gotta find me a ball-shaped form for it.
There's a softball around here
It
somewhere.
ain't big enough.
Softball's not big enough?
It's gotta be probably the size of a giant beach ball.
Oh. Oh, you're talking about the
For the
frame, the
dome.
whole frame. You're not talking about where the ball goes.
No, the ball, what I'm gonna do is come down, cut the cross
I gotta step
pieces
back
out
some.
of it. So that there's just a single wire sticking up, like 4 of them.
Right. Dang, you're
Come
drenched.
down to the top where the ball is. And then start going in circles around like this. so that it makes that dome type thing.
Cool.
And then once it gets to the top of the dome or the bottom of the dome, then it's just like a cylinder that goes all the way around down into the pot so that you can wrap your stuff around it like this right here. And as it grows up and the stems get longer, the dome, you can wrap your vines or what have you around the dome.
Right. What is that junk right next to you?
Where?
Right there.
Taters.
Oh, that's your...
There
Oh.
ain't no friggin' eyes on them. Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah, we got taters to plant. Oh yeah. I thought they were bad, but I guess they're not.
I told her not to throw them away.
Well, she didn't. And the eyes are on them. I guess if we could plant them, cut the eyes out of them.
Yep.
And like that one there's just got that one set of eyes on them. Plant the whole tater. And that one's just got the one set of eyes on it. Well, actually two. You can cut it at an angle like that right there. And two sets. That's two sets, 2 or 3 sets. That's 2 sets. That's at least 2 sets. That's a friggin' at least 3 sets right there. 2, 3, 4. That's 4 sets.
Ooh, that was cold.
That's one big set. Cut top of the tater off. That one's dud. And that one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets on that one.
Wow.
A big set on that one. That one's got one little eye. It's just starting on it.
Stick it in there with one of those other ones.
Mm-hmm. That's a big set there. 1. And 3 sets on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets on that one. And we got taters.
Taters.
What kind of tater is this one? Russet potatoes. Russet potatoes.
Cool.
No, I'm gonna put them back in the bag. I should have fucking done that.
Don't break the eyes off. Be careful.
Ain't as gentle as you think. And you can plant the friggin' eye if you break them off. You don't plant the tater in that case. You stick the eyes on a white part of the tater.
Yeah.
You can plant it that way. I was kind of mad when they told me they didn't have no Pontiac Red. That's what I normally plant. I don't care for white taters. I was going to go buy me a 10-pound bag of friggin' Yukon Golds and plant them. You can go to the grocery store and buy them like that and plant them.
Oh, I know. Usually you have to wait for them to grow a little bit, though.
You taking take them and set them out in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And within a couple days, they'll start putting on.
Last year we had a whole bunch of them.
What, taters?
Yeah, but they didn't really grow potatoes. They grew worms.
Oh, no, they did. Yes, they did. I just had way more than I could deal with.
Well, they sure grew worms.
What?
Those potato bags.
Oh, that's because I let the taters in the bottom rot.
Oh.
And I just let them rot. And when I let them rot, the earthworms got in there and turned them into poop.
Earthworm Jim.
Basically. But I'm going to take that earthworm cast that I got.
Yeah.
That's what I'm planting my tomatoes in.
That's some good dirt.
It out, yeah.
Yeah, that's good dirt. I spent
Mostly poop.
I spent a yeah. I spent a lot of time last year going through horse manure and breaking it up to put in that garden by hand. I had my hands in horse manure for 2 days, 3 days. Sitting,
Oh,
huh?
yeah. It was a while.
Huh?
Said it was a while.
Yeah, I know. I sat
But
there with my screen and screamed
I
it
think I'm
out.
gonna put that fencer up there on that corner this year. I see it's done in the shade right there on this on the far corner.
Yeah,
And if I put it anywheres on this side, minus this corner over here, because it's in the shade sort of. But anywheres on this side of that garden, it'll be in the sun all day long.
yeah. It needs to have the most sun it can possibly get.
Man, they had a cool solar fencer at Benton's when I went in there and got that handle.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'd like to have it. But I could not afford it.
What do they want for that?
$800.
Whoa! Yeah.
It was a 50-mile electric fence
Damn. You could put it around the whole property.
on solar. No, you could put 3 rows around the whole property. Seriously.
That'd be one way to keep people out.
You could put 3 rows. You could put around this garden, take and create you a pig pen that was 1.5 acres big and put it around it. Take it up there and put it around that 2-acre pony pen,
Yeah.
and you still wouldn't run out of fence. You wouldn't run out of length to before it decided it wasn't going to work.
Right.
But it was a 50-mile fence or two. That's
Gee.
for like Midwest and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the solar panel that went on top of it was probably 2 foot wide by 2.5, close to 3 foot long.
Big enough to run the well pump.
You could probably run the well pump off that thing.
I've been looking at well pump solar systems lately, in the last couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only time that I get annoyed when we get like hurricanes in this area is when the water goes down.
Well, I got a generator that I can run the well off of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You just have to carry it out there and hook it up. Any generator that'll run 220, you can run right off in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can't run nothing else off in it, but if you say like you want to catch up 50, 60 gallons of water, you can plug it in and catch up your water. And,
Well, we got plenty of things to catch it in.
you don't want to use those. That's not food grade.
What are those from? Some sort of chemical thing?
I have no clue. They were given to me.
Are they full?
That one is
The heck's in it?
water.
Oh.
It was sitting there and got rain in it.
Sploosh.
Skeeta home.
Huh?
Skeeta home. Hey, enough of that.
You getting sprinkled?
Mm-hmm. Here comes again.
Yep. It got my feet.
That one had a detergent in it.
Huh.
That one had an alkali builder in it.
Hmm. What are you going to use those things for? Or you don't know because they were given to you and you just...
Yeah, I really don't know because, like I said, they were given to me.
You don't know what the chemical is?
Well, if it's alkali, you don't want to use it to do food or anything like that.
No. I am going to buy some food grade.
Oh, they had
barrels.
Far drops at Benton's today. You're lucky I almost come home with a herd of them.
Why am I lucky? I want chickens.
Oh no, these was barred rocks.
Yeah.
You know what them are, right?
Yes.
They're like the mean cousins of the Dominicans.
I know. But we need to build a coop again. That coop over there is no good for them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use that one. I'm gonna build a new one.
We got plenty of.
I got brand new wire.
Yeah.
Brand new wire still on the roll.
Yeah, and we got that whole lid from the turkey pen.
I'm not using that. I'm gonna wait until the damn lumber prices go down.
Why don't you go to the rough cut place?
'Cause it's not as expensive, but it's still expensive.
I mean, it doesn't have to be super pretty lumber.
Yeah, I need a couple of 16-foot 2x4s.
They need to be,
I need probably 8 16-foot 2x4s to build one.
yeah.
You got to have 4 for the top and the bottom.
Right.
And then your 6-foot
And you gotta have,
ends.
and then you gotta have a laying box area.
And then you got to build your lay box and everything like that. Which, hell, if I build it, it ain't going to be one of them fancy, looks like old country red barn bullshit. It's going to be a red box on the, or a red box on the end of the damn thing.
I
With
want
2 levels.
I want a barn.
Yeah, yeah. Buy a fucking barn. I ain't building one like that.
You won't build me a barn? I want my birds to have a barn.
If I build you a barn, you're going to be underneath it.
What the hell? He's so mean. What the hell? And I've been showing you pictures of chicken tractors for 5 years now.
Like I said, it's going to be about 6 foot tall, 6 foot wide, 16 foot long, with 2 rows of boxes on it. The back end.
Yeah.
And that's it. You ain't got to have some fancy friggin' Taj Mahal for fucking livestock. That's what you don't understand. It's livestock. That's exactly what it is. There's a reason for livestock. To eat. They don't lay, they eat.
You make me want to turn off this live video.
This is the truth.
Well, that's your truth.
No,
I want chickens for laying hens.
Well, that's what I just said. If they don't lay, they eat.
Well, usually they don't lay after they're old, and they're not really good to eat after that.
I think that's watered in enough for now. I can turn it back on when I get home. But I need to go get them posts and stuff so that I can get that fence up.
Yeah. My feet are soaking wet.
Might buy a dozen posts of this.
Just to make sure you got extras.
Yeah, just make sure I got enough if I break one.
That, and you wanted to extend the garden a little bit too. You were
I
talking.
ain't doing it right now.
No.
Because I got to burn all that off down there. Which, that's not an issue. I can burn that off in no time. But I don't know. It depends. I might buy a dozen more. If I buy a dozen more, then I can go another 20 feet that way. But I got to burn that pile till it's almost nothing. Then I got to turn it with my tiller. Which I ain't worried about my tiller turning it.
Yeah, you might want to scoop that pile up and throw it away, though.
Why?
Because there's all sorts of, like, nails and crap in
It
that.
don't matter. That's good for the soil.
There's wire. And...
It don't matter. It's good for the soil.
Yeah, but it'll chew up your tiller.
No, it won't. Not that one. Now, that other little tiller that I had, it would chew it up. But that son of a gun right there, it'll chew it up and spit it out. Chew it up and spit it out again. That tiller right there is in beast mode. Donnie, when I walked down them roads today when Donnie was here,
Yeah.
he was like, Dad. I was like, what? He's like, that tiller right there, boy, it chews it up. I was like, yeah, That tiller right there ain't nothing but beast mode. Yeah, I think I might do that. I might extend it out tomorrow. Oh, I can't tomorrow. I ain't gonna be here. I gotta leave early in the morning. Early in the morning. I'll be
Yeah.
gone by 5:30.
When are we gonna get over there and get my motorhome over here?
I can't do it tomorrow. I'll be gone all day tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. We gotta do it soon though.
Well, we can do it Sunday. I don't know. Maybe I need to go to church on Sunday and pray for plants. I know where there's a fire and brimstone preacher at.
Does he pray for plants?
He'll pray for whatever you want him to. You just got to put your thing in.
You got a
Prayer
tithe?
request.
Oh, I thought you meant your tithe, your money,
No.
your envelope.
No. Your prayer request. Put your prayer request in. Man, I need my garden to do better. I could see a fire and brimstone preacher praying for a garden.
I'm sure. You've probably done it many times.
Look here, y'all watch me this year. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to have one of the prettiest gardens you've seen. I'm going to invoke my mammy on it. You laugh if you want to, but that's exactly what I'm going to do. Y'all gonna hear me out here cursing these plants, telling them they better grow or I'm gonna whoop they behind.
Didn't she do that with pecan trees?
I seen her do that, and you think I'm lying. I'm telling you the truth. She got out there with that, broke her a stick right off the end of the pecan tree like a switch.
Yeah.
And cleaned the leaves off the end of it and went around that pecan tree for 20 minutes. I thought she'd lost her mind. She got done and she come over there and I asked her what the hell she was doing. And she said, oh, I had to have a talk with the pecan tree to make the pecans grow. Like, what? I said, it looked like you was beating that pecan tree. She said, I was. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Someone up front?
The dog's here, boy.
Oh.
She says, if you take and break you off a switch, just like that pecan tree was a child, you go around and around that base of that pecan tree and whip it with that switch, it'll grow pecans the next year. I thought she was crazy. Next year it come pecan season to pick up pecans.
Yeah.
And there was more pecans under that pecan tree than you. I'm telling you, we had more pecans. We ended up picking up probably 15 bushels of pecans from under that tree and selling every one of them.
Wow.
But that pecan tree, for some reason, she went out there with that switch and she went around. I'm telling you, she was out there 20 minutes at least. Going around and around the bottom of that pecan tree, whipping the crap out of it. Like it was an old child or something, and she was out there beating it. I was like, oh, Lord. She got done, I asked her if she was okay. She had fever with them fits. She told me no, she was making the pecans grow. And every year after that, for about 10 years, the pecans would grow.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it got to the point that she said she had to put some fertilizer, and she had me go out there with a shovel and just take a shovel and a hoe, and you cut a trench around, like, say, look up at the limbs. You walk out to the edge of the limbs all the way around with that hoe, and you cut your line. And you take Epsom salt, and you pour it in that little trench that you cut with that hoe and fill it back up with dirt. And just leave it. And that fertilizes the tree. And it's far enough out away from the roots
it won't burn them.
That it doesn't burn them. Matter of fact, I got some Epsom salt fertilizer that I just bought. What did I do with it? I just brought it around here. It was just sitting right there.
You put stuff right there behind you.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I don't have my glasses. Directions 1 pound equals 3 cups. Let's see what's in it. Nitrogen 3%. Another type of nitrogen, 0.2%. Other water soluble nitrogens, 0.6%. Water insoluble nitrogen available through potash. Phosphate, 4%. Suitable soluble potash, 4%. Calcium, 5%. Magnesium, which is magnesium sulfate, which is what
Epsom salt is.
Epsom salt is, yeah. Magnesium is 1%. 0.7 water soluble magnesium sulfur, 2%.
How do you use that stuff? Do you sprinkle it or you
Yeah.
mix it with water?
Oh, it's 344. So I could put this on right now, but I'm not going to. I want my plants to get up a little bit first. 344. That's like just putting a snack on it, because when I go to the feed store, probably not tomorrow, probably one day next week when all my plants is up.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy some 3400. Put some nitrogen on them. You can't put that directly on the plants. You have to break it down in water first.
Right.
When you break it down in water first, then you can take in.
It's like adding nitrous oxide to your car.
Yeah. You walk down the road with it in a dipper, and you just dip a little bit. You don't dip it on the plant. You dip it right beside it. And then it goes right down into the soil. You don't want to put it right on it. It would burn it up.
You could put it in between your rows where you
No, because then your grass will grow like crazy. That's the only thing about using fertilizer to start with, is the freaking grass grows like crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I got that new tiller, so I ain't worried about grass growing down in the rows.
Don't let the grass grow under your feet. Or in between your rows.
I guess I'm going to have to get that tire fixed, because I'm going to be out there about every other day. I figured every other day, if I went up and down them rows every other day with it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to worry about no grass.
Yeah, eventually it'll get to the point where you won't be able to, it won't grow grass anyway. Because there's no seed.
Yeah.
Like I mean, except what blows in there, but I mean, it'll be...
What little bit of grass is in there right now, if it starts to grow, like I said, when I go down them rows about every other day, it'll kick them grass roots up and cook the roots in the sun.
Now, when we had the big garden over there, I was down on my hands and knees in that garden every single day for hours and hours and hours.
I get that new attachment for the tiller, then as I go down through there, it'll push that dirt up on the plants.
Yeah.
Or up in the rows, so that then you don't have to worry about hoeing a whole lot. You might have to a little bit, but not a whole lot. And man, I hate running a hoe. I hoed up them rows in that garden right there today and
broke the hoe.
Broke the hoe.
Broke ass hoe.
No, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fix that hoe, because that son of a bitch was not cheap. That was a $20 hoe.
No Sproul Avenue hoe?
Mm-mm.
There's $10 hose down there.
No, that's $2 hose.
$2 hose?
Stay away from them motherfuckers. That shit costs $2. You don't want no part.
I don't want no part anyway, but definitely not that, no.
I want to make sure my cucumbers get plenty of water. My beans is kind of wilty, and my squash is kind of wilty.
They still?
Well, they will be for a while. Till they take up that water. That dirt was dry. I'm about to run to the store and get that stuff. Walk out there and look and see how wet that dirt is.
All right. slow.
It don't look bad. And the plants should perk back up now. Might. Then right there's kind of bad off looking. And this one here is kind of bad off looking.
Well, give it some time. We got extra seeds. If not, if it doesn't do well, you can poke a seed in there.
Yeah.
You'll just have one that's a couple weeks after.
Well, it was because they was in them trees. So this one here looks bad off looking. It might come back. That one there's at least it's still standing up. And then the bean he don't look too good, but let's stand him up a little bit. The squashes don't look so hot. They might perk back up now that they got some room and stuff. Cucumbers don't look bad though. That's what I'm worried about. Fuck all the squash. As long as the cucumbers do alright.
You and your cucumbers, huh?
And I planted enough cucumbers this year to make me some cucumber wine. You'll be surprised what the little few cucumbers put out. There's a dozen plants there.
Yeah, last time we didn't have very many cucumbers.
Yeah, well, I didn't put in but like 4 or 5 plants.
Yeah, we didn't have but 4 or 5 cucumbers either, for some reason.
Yeah.
They just didn't seem to do too well.
Let's put some of that light fertilizer on there.
Does it say how to put it on?
Huh?
Does it say how to put it on?
Yeah, just sprinkle a little bit in the side of the row. And then got to, then when I come back, when I turn the water on, it'll. Give them a little love because they've been in them plants, in them pots. And they actually have some. I got some alfalfa pellets that we can put down, but I need to get them broke up before I put them down.
That's kind of light powdery stuff, huh?
Yeah. That's why I said you just, some of it, like them plants, they'll perk right up once they get some of this fertilizer. In there, so in here. And then you don't normally supposed to put it on the leaves like that, but like I said, it's so light that if it was anything more than 3 or 4, you wouldn't want to do that. Might go put some on my tissue.
I don't know if somebody just made a comment on here or I'm just seeing a pop-up window.
I'll put a couple of handfuls on the potatoes. See how deep that dirt is? In the rows?
Yeah.
That's from friggin' Like I said, that's just so, if it plants are up, I'll put it on it. But ain't nothing up there. I don't have very much up to start with. I just figured I'd put a little bit on there. Because like I said, that's real light.
Well, when you come back, you're going to water anyway again, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, and it'll water it in.
Or you could run it for another minute or two so it gets in there.
You might want to back up.
No, I'm going to. Or I'll just get sprayed with a sprinkler system. Ah! Hey! The dogs did not like me going ah. They freaked out when I went ah. I want to get some of those patio pavers. What did he say you wanted for him? And how big are they?
24 by 24 by 2.
Okay. And how much did he want for them?
Like $4 a piece.
Nah, it was cheaper than that. I thought it was $1.50 a piece.
He wanted some exuberant amount for them that I'm not paying.
Oh. Well, next time I see him, I'll talk to him and see. Because if he hasn't sold any of them, maybe he'll come down on the price, you know what I mean?
He ain't sold none of them. They're at his brother's house.
Because if he give them to me for $1 a piece, I'd buy 50 of them. You know what I mean?
I'd buy all of them.
How many are there?
Like 400.
I'll tell him that. Because we could put them out here where we're going to have the burn barrel. Behind, you know, in this area, we can make a 6x6 or 6x8 patio. And then we could do the same thing up front where the burn barrel used to be. And up by the picnic table. And we wouldn't even make it.
Let's cut that off. I gotta go to town.
Alright. When,
Some water and do it later.
Alright, well, he's going to town. I'm turning off the video. If anybody watched this, well, that's our start of our garden. Keep safe. And store food.